Part of the reason that our country is free today is because of veterans that served our country. Kenneth Hawcott, a veteran, was born in Burt, Iowa and served our country for 4 years. He enlisted into the military 2 weeks out of high school because he thought that he was going to get drafted and did while he was in service. His son and daughter both followed suit, with his son James, who has been discharged in the Army, and his daughter in the Coast Guard, still serving our country. He made many memorable experiences from serving and made many friends during the time he served, and is still in contact with some of the friends that he served with. All veterans deserve honor and glory, and Kenneth Hawcott is one of those people.
Hawcott served in the Air Force in Guam during the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War is also known as the American War. It was the first major lost war in American history. The Vietnam War officially started on November 1st, 1955, and on April 30th, 1975. The war lasted 20 years, and the country was divided into two parts, the North and the South. John F. Kennedy feared the domino theory would start if Vietnam would fall into communism. Then many other Asian countries would as well, so he decided to get America more involved in the Vietnam War. The North wanted the government to be a communist government, and the South wanted the government to be a democracy.
In the end, North Vietnam was victorious after 20 years of fighting, with more than 3 million people dead. Vietnam was reunited under a communist rule after South Vietnam was declared defeated. The Vietnam War was a manifestation of Cold War tension between the communist Soviet Union and the anti-communist United States. Vietnam is a long coastline facing the South China Sea with lots of mountains all over the country. Kenneth Hawcott was stationed in Guam for most of the time he served during the Vietnam War, which is an island part of the Mariana Islands. Throughout the 20 years the Vietnam War lasted, there were 3 million people that died. Both combats from both sides and Vietnamese civilians all died in the war.
Anderson Air Force Base in Guam played a major role in the Vietnam War because the host unit was later designated the 36th Wing, assigned to the Pacific Air Force. The uniforms in Vietnam War were army green and had pockets on both sides. The United States helped France and South Vietnam fight the north side, and North Vietnam, China, Soviet Union fought the south side.
Kenneth Hawcott joined in 1969 and served during the Vietnam War. There are many riots and fights when he joined the military. Kenneth joined the military because his hometown was very patriotic, and his grandfather, father, and his uncle also served our country. He made many memories and still keeps in touch with some of the friends he made while in service. Kenneth is very happy that he served our country and learned very many things serving our country. When Kenneth was serving our country, he would fly because he was in the Air Force and would fly overseas if there were people in the water, and then the people would see the plane and had to swim over to the jet, and sometimes people on the airplane would have to jump in to help save the people. Some of the friends that he made in service have either passed on or he doesn't keep in touch with them anymore.
He made him grow up and helped him later in life by learning life lessons during the time that he served for our country. Growing up in a patriotic town of Burt, Iowa, he felt obligated to serve our country. One time he thought they were doing a test, then he later found out that it was real and he could have had to go to war that day. Kenneth Hawcott served our country in Kinslow, Michigan, Minot, North Dakota, and Guam. During the time that he served, when he got back, he went to college and joined the law enforcement.
One day, when they had a day off, Kenneth and a group of his friends hiked up to Telefofo Falls in Guam. They forgot to bring food and water on the hike with them, so they had to get water from the waterfall and fruit from the trees that had fruit on them. When they got close to the waterfall, there were no bridges to get up to the waterfall, but today there are many. That is one of his favorite memories from when he was serving our country. Kenneth was very happy that he got the chance to serve our country. He said he made a lot of fun memories and his friends while he was stationed, like going to the waterfall and just touring the city. He made a lot of close relationships.
Kenneth's basic training was in Laughlin, Texas. He remembers that basic training when he got there the first day. They came in and threw the mattress and the guy above him into the wall. After that, he thought it was somewhere he didn't want to be in the military, but he stated that it was good, and it wasn't like college where you party and have to be responsible. They tried to draft him when he was already in service, and he said that they had to come pick him up and take him where they wanted him. His biggest obstacle during service was adjusting to the environment.
It was easier for him to keep in touch with his family because there was a cable that went across the ocean. He said he kept in touch with the rest of his family by writing letters and phone calls. During the time that he served, there was a cable that went across the ocean so he could call his family. Kenneth still wears the boots that he wore during service still to this day. It was really hard for his mom to sign the papers for him to go into service and didn't realize how hard it was for his mom until later in life.
Kenneth Hawcott decided to go in the Air Force because his hometown was very patriotic, and his grandfather, his father, and his uncle had also been in service. He wanted to carry on the tradition of his family serving for our country. Both of his kids followed suit by serving our country because his son and daughter both went into the military. His son James went to the Army and his daughter went to the Coast Guards. He is very proud of both of his kids for joining the military and serving our country.
Kenneth said serving our country gave him a different perspective of the military. Serving in the military made him grow up and he learned many new things in service. The memories that he made serving our country will forever be in his memory. The military caused Kenneth to grow up fast and he learned many new things. He has lost touch with most of the people he met in service, but he still has pictures of the memories he made during the time he served our country and with the people he served with. Kenneth enjoyed serving our country and he is very happy that he served our country. He had bunches of fun serving our country and made many good memories during the time he served. He learned many things during the time he served and helped him grow up during the time that he served.
Kenneth Hawcott served in Guam, Kinsale, Michigan, and Minot, North Dakota. During the time Kenneth served, he spent most of his time in Guam, which is part of the Marina Islands. During the time he served, he made many memorable memories. After he served, he went to college, then went into the police force to continue to keep our country safe. The memories that he made during service can never be replaced because of how special those times are to him. Thank you for all the veterans that have served our country.